That's just what the world fucking does, man. Takes us away from our natural fucking instincts. Makes us reject our own instincts, our own intuition. So that we will never find convictions, conclusions against the system, which is selling your soul as we speak, actually. Trying to find the right bidder. But the real question is, who put the price? Who put the price on the heads of those who are trying to bring good things to this world? And who do bring good things to this world? Rage Against the Machine line that I only fully understood a couple weeks ago, month ago, I forget how long. Or no, that was actually like 4 months ago. But who put the price on his head is one of the deepest fucking questions in modern stuff. They put the price on his head, man. Who made it so that demons and literal demons went after him? There's shit's going on in situations, and someone's jealous of someone. And the interest for demons to go and attack someone greatens because they were just in someone who wanted that, wanted some type of sabotage of that guy's capabilities or whatever. And with sabotaged capabilities comes reduced standards and inhibitions. But okay, the real shit. Empowerment. That's all about higher mindsets, which you can integrate if you experience integrating them enough. You can fall into a higher mindset, but if you don't manifest amidst it, it'll just like explode you. Too many people are blocked at the throat, attacked by fucking Satan. So in the face of all darkness, in the face of silence, in the face of ignorance and hatred and stupidity and fascism, you can still say whatever you and do whatever you can fucking do. It's all just about what you can do. You know, I mean, like, most of us nowadays, we feel like this world isn't worth living in, and we would rather die. But don't just kill yourself. If you're ever considering about maybe kill George Bush, kill George Bush first, and then kill yourself. Because then you might go to heaven. I mean, you probably would go to heaven, because what other option does one have than to kill themselves after such a figure as George Bush? Yeah, at risk of the stream getting interrupted, I'm going to go into something real quick, regardless. George Bush Sr., what the fuck? George Bush Sr. was at every single assassination of any important figure, good figure. He was at every single one. Martin Luther King, Martin, did I say Martin Luther King? I meant to say John F. Kennedy, but Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, and Malcolm X, apparently. I mean, in the church. That's kind of crazy, but heard that from someone. Really seemed to know what he was talking about. And, well, he put himself into office. He made himself our president, like, by force. And, the fucking deepest agenda. Folks, hold on for this one. The deepest fucking agenda is to distract everyone, because we tried to take over the world in World War II. Japan did too. But they both failed. They both tried at the same time, and they both failed. I mean, they probably would have teamed up or something because they were both doing it at the same. But they both failed, and so the people who, like America nowadays, led by a bunch of pedophilic, kidnapping scum fucks who probably serve aliens directly, they or reptilians or whatever the fuck, they were like, all right, where did Hitler fail? Let's find it. Let's figure this out. He drugged only his own country. He should have drugged the entire world. He attacked while everyone was actually getting real news. So they made it so we don't get fucking real, actual fucking news anymore. And all of our social media shit, it's all compartmentalized. So that, you only see what your friends post, and maybe even also 3 days after they post it or so. So yeah, but this is on Facebook this whole time. Why am I only seeing this now? But the advertisements, the news stations, they're literally completely compromised. All they feed us is a bunch of fucking horse shit. At least almost all of them. And okay. The coronavirus. The entire fucking time. Just the entire attitude from everyone was, oh, this is such an abomination, and we all should be scared shitless, and getting more scared in order that we might serve our country in the way that everyone should be, as fascism and fucking brain damage and organ failure takes over at the force of this fascism, which, stuff that diaper on your face, never go out into nature when a contagion hits our population of all times, and close nature for the first time in our nation's history. When a contagion hits our population, probably, government probably doesn't have our fucking best interest in mind. And, just saying best interest, that just does them so much fucking good. I'm giving them benefit that, fucking just too much there. They want us fucked up. They want us retarded. They want us dumb as fuck. They want all of our fucking third eyes fucking broken, torn apart, completely blurred, spray painted on. Just watch TV for 2 seconds with one of those new TVs that came out. The progress of society, it's so motivating or inspirational. So these new TVs that compromise our fucking minds and psychologies and wavelength and our vibrational patterns the millisecond we paste our eyes on them. So just keep watching those new TVs as they get worse and worse. The progress of society, fucking the newer products compromise your fucking brain more. Why else? That's not the right way to pose this logic, but the right way to do that would be it's exactly a matter of what's going on, but also it results in the understanding that we're just playing with stuff we don't understand. What is 802.116 fucking wavelength of your Wi-Fi? What does that mean? Is that good for us? Is that like 44.1 hertz, or is that 432 type hertz? You just have no fucking clue. And all that shit. It's they try to make it out that this next newer technology for your TV will be way more whatever, but it literally just in some way compromises your fucking psychology, your mindset, and your vibration more than you can fucking realize. And Rupert fucking Sheldrake, man. He's a great mind, but he sort of failed like your average American, or at least your average genius American, in trusting too much in the system, trusting too much that you give it all the fucking answers. You're just like, yo, even if you put this if you put these visual patterns in a TV screen, people won't really see them, but they might be actually affected by them. And he was doing that. He was doing all these experiments, helping the fucking elite understand more and more how to compromise us more. Just like every single fucking thesis paper that actually got passed to the higher ups, you know, because it actually had something in there that was like, whoa, what if that means this? And then all the elite, they just took all the ones that were meaningful, and they took also all the test results of all the hybrids that college kids were making, and learned enough at all about DNA, how to manipulate it, what it might do. But you know, it's just like, you know, what if they put E. coli in the mouth of a fucking newborn baby when they didn't realize that the junk part of the junk DNA was actually where E. coli resides, and it just puts it in your mouth when you're fucking born. That's just some random thing. Yeah, read my chat. Yes. Got you. I'm right here. I see. Nice. Do you read your chat? Yes. Yes, I do. What's up? Fight night. Joe Rogan fan? I had like 7 dreams with Joe Rogan in the last 3 months. It's really weird. I don't really even watch him that much. I have respect the fuck out of him, but you know, I don't know. It's not really my type of material to watch all day long or anything. If I'm gonna try to get like awakening um, speeches or some such, I'm gonna go to like Terrence McKenna or maybe Alan Watts. But anyways, empowerment. Word. Power. It's all in a mindset. It's all about your fucking mindset. You go if you find a higher mindset and then you learn how to reconnect to it, basically just implying that you can do it, you might just not know that you're doing it, or really how to actually get yourself there, but you might just end up back in that higher mindset. First of all, I mean, your chi is going to be overflowing, at least relatively to what it was before. Um, and of course, if you don't know what chi is, I mean, best in terms of like fighting, it's literally sort of defense. It literally absorbs the impact of your body. It absorbs the fucking impact for if you're throwing a fist, for your fist. So you know, if you're punching something where you should have broken, you can actually keep it from breaking. And you can potentially imagine like Goku trying to summon a ball of energy into his hand or something, or just get like really angry and sort of just try to channel it into your hand. And you know, in the end, it's an empowering thing. It's like a type of, it's generally just a type of love. And was it Faust or the Divine Comedy? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure. He says, hate. That says the whole world to me. I wish I read that when I was 5, 8 years old. Hate is actually a deep devotion of love. Because, you know, the only thing that would get you to, like, hate on the alien block stuff, if you're if you're a good person in the first place, I guess is the only way to put it. If you hate a situation that's going on, it's because you hate what someone's doing to someone else. You don't want people being oppressed, abused. Sorry, I apologize. Actually, on the Joe Rogan show, I sent an email saying, just love say the truth. I couldn't get back into the email that I gave him, but he also hasn't. I told him to do that, but it's buffering bad. It's me talking. The real key though, the real, that's not loud. The real fucking key is watching Bleach. You gotta watch the anime. You're gonna be fucking disappointed, like a little bitch, because you're an idiot for watching it in English. That's when you finally watch it in Japanese and you're like, wow, I've been watching it in English this whole time and I'm a fucking idiot. First time for everything. Before it was uploading videos that I would pre-record. It was live streaming with my phone turned the other way, using the back cam. I used to, I guess, have like small, slight problems with the remainder of what's left of my ego. Just like seeing myself, and then I'm like, oh, I'm doing a live stream, and then I like try to think, and I was like, wait, I'm trying to think, not thinking, and then it's just, whatever. This is not just totally explain it. Two people finally, watching. Oh, streams buffering. Does it mean that my phone is now lagging because two people are watching the stream that's already being streamed? What is it? What it means? Someone's out there from compromising the stream when they finally see that someone's fucking watching it. But God, they're probably just compromising it the whole fucking time in the first place. Stream's buffering bad. If you can comment, please comment and tell me if the stream's actually working. Someone before they said it was all fucked up and they could barely understand me. But if not, it's whatever. But fuck, dude. I keep getting fucking sabotaged. That's fucked up, man. Had a viewer, he's gone. Oh, but you're still on. Dude, you're still in here? It says there's no one watching. That's fucked up. Still kind of blurry. I roll a smoke. I'm gonna try to be a good... Fuck! I couldn't multitask her this time. And sort of keep talking while I'm rolling, but no guarantees. I wrote it. Oh my god, dude. I finally read Lord of the Rings. Finally read it. And I was so disappointed. But also, it's cool in its own ways I wasn't expecting, but god. That was a fucking track, dude. And then they went here, and then they walked, and then they went here, and then they walked, and then they went here, and then they walked. Can please dialogue? Anything. Like just reading about landscapes of floor over and over and over and over and over, and just like trees. I don't know what the fuck they look like myrtle or fucking Cyclops, whatever the fuck trees do. I forget what the fuck he was saying. I don't even know, man. It like gets me angry to think about all that shit that I had to bundle through. It's like trying to keep my brain processing fucking landscape word descriptions. But dude, I've been all across America. I've seen landscapes. I don't need words. I like the landscape. I don't know. I just watched to all the extended editions. Dude, extended editions, those are fucking necessary, man. Watching those as a kid, I finally found the extended versions, dude. It was like all of life finally opened up again. Because I was just watching Lord of the Rings, that was my life, and then extended editions. The second extended was kind of weird, though. Fucking Aragorn and Eowyn, am I right, folks? Fucking Eowyn, dude. I get it. Aragorn's a hunk. But, it's kind of weird. Just, like, staring at Aragorn, like, giving him soup, fucking staring at him closer, being all completely fucked up, socially awkward anytime they were talking. At least seem like a strong woman. You're supposed to be a strong fucking woman. I'm reading the book. If I had read the book first, I would have pictured her as someone actually like incredibly fucking beautiful and like valiant and sort of like your how do I say this in English? Yoruichi, but Yoruichi in Japanese. Uh, Kind of looks like her. But should certain or just rather act like her. Beatrice, Divine Comedy. Just say which of the three I think is best. That's a good question. It's not the second one. The second one is pretty cool. It's like a straight up tie between the first and the third. The first, you got all the peace and the love, and happiness, and like utopia spelled out. They got utopia spelled out in fucking visuals. They didn't get to talk about it. It's all right fucking there. Utopia, and then like in reading the books, is like they all give each other present. Wait, no, the person whose birthday it is, they give presents out to the people who come. I think is what it was. It's so counter our culture that it's just. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, and that's. I mean, this is just all so self-supportive, Dig a hole, live in it, and then fucking smoke weed and be happy and don't let me see you with a friggin' frown on your face, or you're gonna be like that woman who everyone hates. I mean, how could you have a frown in the fucking Shire? And Bilbo screams at Frodo and does it, just scared it because the rain freaking out. Yeah, dude, yeah. That shit was traumatizing, bro. The fucking it turns into fucking Bilbo turns into Gollum for a fucking second. Oh god. Or like a fucking vampire freak bat fucking monster. Yeah, that shit was literally traumatizing. Just like, dude, no, Bilbo. I sort of liked you. What just happened? God, I think they overdid it, honestly. In the movie, anyways. Like, it shouldn't have been like his face completely fucking changes into a fucking werewolf, bat, fucking vampire, fucking creep, fuck. It should have been like more just an expression on his face that went so foul. But perhaps the actor for Bilbo wasn't prepared. I don't know. The actor for Bilbo was certainly a dedicated motherfucker. Had all types of shit to talk about at the post the movie fucking talk about thing, whatever you fucking call it. They talk about the movie after they made it. Uh, director's cut, whatever the fuck. Yeah, I can't remember anything anymore. And there's a big old reason for that. I don't want to talk about it right now. This is fucked up. And I'm gonna say it real quick. I'm gonna throw it out there, dude. Police threw me in jail for 3 fucking months, dude. I just got out 2 fucking weeks ago. They threw me in jail for 3 fucking months for literally. You wanna know what I was literally doing? I was playing music and singing along with it. Guilty as charged. Uh, yeah, the dude said I was throwing bottles. He said I tried to punch him. He said I tried to spit in his face. Or no, that I spat in his eye. Said another thing, and then I think another thing after that. I can't remember. And I, the police came, and I stepped. Oh wait, no. Well, first of all, he told me he was gonna call the police. He's like, dude, get out of here. I was like, dude, you don't own the entire planet, man. He's trying to make me leave a place where he wasn't in control of. And I wasn't harassing him. I wasn't. It was literally. It was a bar. I was just trying to meet people and do musical performances, and he just screws my fucking ass over. I get thrown in jail. While I'm being arrested, they what was it? Fuck, I can't remember what I was saying. What the fuck? While I was being arrested, I called him a faggot. That's what like completely screwed me over. I didn't know he was gay. I don't think he was. Maybe he was because that's funny. Haha, fuck that guy. But why am I being charged of biased crime for having called a dude who just lied about me to the police a faggot? I'm pretty sure y'all would be calling him worse things than a faggot. But of course, and like the police, they didn't give a fuck. They knew what context it was in. I was just fucking like referencing him. Maybe he heard me, but literally it was why? Why am I being charged of bias crime? That made me so I couldn't post fucking bail, and so the judge had to determine whether or not I should be let out of jail. And just out of completely fucking nowhere, he says I have a criminal element about me, so that I should stay in fucking jail. Court and all this shit. Uh, Online court inside a jailhouse. That's very comforting. And fucking all this shit. And I spent 3 months in fucking jail. Literally, the criminal element part, what happened before, uh, a Safeway employee pushed me into the street while we were having an argument while a car was passing by. So I came back and punched him in the face. And then he tried to punch me back, but I dodged it and I walked away. And I told him the whole time, oh, well, let me not forget this most important part. The Safeway employee, his own fellow employee, was telling him, stop. You're fighting him. You're literally fighting him. Stop. And he pushed me into the street. I turned around. And I was like, dude, no. And I punched him in the face. If I tried to just, speak to him, he would continue to try to fight me, given what was going on. If I'm not even gonna do all that bullshit. It was literally just, that's not gonna fucking happen, dude. Certainly not while a car is passing by. And punched him in the face, and then like the Safeway people, they called the police to save fucking face because literally they don't want me to call the police or me to be a reporter who reports about this to my magazine or whatever the fuck. Then, another time, I was homeless. I was sleeping in this motel hallway to stay warm in the winter. And this black dude, he comes out of nowhere, tells me to leave. I'm like, okay. But I was just like, God, I'm so tired. Can you just leave me alone, please? But he just He's like, no, and he grabbed my bags. And I thought he was just gonna put them outside, but he literally threw them into the bushes like 20 feet away. And when I got down there, I saw that. I was like, dude, you really have to throw my bags into the bushes? And he was like, yeah, and you're next. Literally said that like it was a fucking nightmare. Yeah, and you're next. And he's like huge, like massive. Surely he had some muscle on there, black dude. Like fairly, not like tall, but just like very fat and some muscle underneath. And like I couldn't even like feel it, dude. Like I don't know what happened, but it was like I got launched in a fucking roller coaster, fucking like thing, just like 0 to like 30, and I didn't get any whiplash or anything. It was just instantaneous. I don't know how to explain it, but I went like 20 feet all the way into those bushes. Literally, I fell all the way into them, and it was like, given there was no provocation, I wasn't resisting like literally none of that, and he just does that and then shuts the door and like it's locked, so I I can't do anything about it. Yeah, I mean, it's on record. There's no point in hiding away. I broke their fucking window. Fuck that shit, dude. You're not getting away with that. I'm not the type of person who calls the fucking cops on people. People who been to jail, they'd respect me for that. And anyone else who's fucking woke, get them back by calling the cops on them and fucking all this fucking horse shit. And then in the end, it's fucking not gonna work. He's just gonna fucking lie about what fucking happened. And I'm gonna say he was doing that, and then it's just gonna end there. It's just like, and I didn't even fucking think about it, dude. It was reactionary. I was just like, dude, I didn't do anything to you. If I had one way to blame myself, I wouldn't break your window right now. But I'm gonna break your window. And and then another, 7-Eleven employee charging me $3 for $1 cup of water. She knew it was, yeah, um, shit. Um, the 7-Eleven employee, she charged me, yeah, I, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I know that that this is $1, or this is 75 cents actually, and I'm giving you $1. I'm actually giving you a little tip already. Want a $2 more tip out of nowhere because you don't want me to come back, because you want me to hate myself and pretend. What is even the fucking logic? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Like I'm never a fucking bad person in public. I'm never doing something wrong to someone. But the people, these fucking Satan pawn little fucking lab rats, man. It's literally the vaccinations. It's gotten so much worse ever since everyone got the fucking vaccinations. And that's I'm gonna segue into that shit right now, because fuck the rest of the explanation shit. Um, Never get another vaccination. If you were forced at one point to get a vaccination, there is still hope for you. You still have all the hope anyone else has. You just have to recognize, first of all, I guess this is an important law to understand, resonance. If you genetically, for example, if you genetically modify a food, um, if you take its seed and replant it, I think it's maybe 3 times or maybe more, or maybe just once, I don't know. You replant that seed, it'll eventually come back to its original genetic form, because of the law of resonance. And our genes are evolving over time, but who says it's not more of a top-down matter than a bottom-up matter? Is our are the letters of our DNA themselves shifting? No, I want it more Allah right here as opposed to Aka, or whatever the fuck. Ada. ATGC? I think it's ATGC. Fuck up, but um, no, it's like, well, no, that's exactly it. Evolution is spontaneous, folks. You got a goal, Well, if you find the road to that goal, your genes are going to produce the results of what that uh, goal is. This is too complex. Um, you saying I was first at the vax based time for a while, caught COVID. Says the trick to not getting COVID, folks, is don't get tested for it. That sounds, that sounds so, you know, abrasive, rebel, bunch of nonsense. But literally, it's a matter of, and most likely they're giving you the virus by, like through the testers, or rather, even um, you getting something else uh, and magnifying the extent of it by throwing you straight into fear and terror when they tell you that you have it. It was so planned, man. It was so planned to get us all fucking afraid. I never felt the fear 1 second the last 3.5 years. I never felt the fear once. Anyone who told me to put a mask on, I was like, dude, you're a brain dead fucking lab rat. But like, let's let's not fight about that right now. And please go on your own way, and please take your own mask and either believe in its non-efficiency, and uh, or find God, because the only real protection that you'll ever have in your life, real protection here, is a God's protection. It's so, talking to like Americans about like something higher than the material plane. It's like, did you know that things are actually mostly spiritual and ethereal? Did you know that? Did you know material is like the bottom part? The baseline? Doesn't get lower than here, folks. There's good news. What are you saying? Well, here's the contrast, my friend. Is that I never got sick the last 3.5 years, and I'd been homeless the entire time, a vagabond rather. Um, I didn't get sick once. It was because every single time I feel an illness coming on, I feel it in the back of my nose a little bit, feel like a little scruffle in my throat or something. I overcome the illness consciously myself, inside myself. I power myself up to override this fucking thing. Treat it like the small thing that it can be, Um, and most people, I mean, the main difference between me and most people, to anti-brag myself, is is that they're working, and when they get an illness, they think, oh, if I get sick, I'll be able to get days off. So they sort of let the illness overcome them. But you have to unlearn that entirely and go the completely opposite direction whenever you feel a little scuffle in your neck or anything like that. Never turn towards fear, never turn towards confusion, hysteria, fucking any of that shit. Just overcome that shit. I literally overcome illnesses the day I get them. Literally. It's fun. And so, like, when I look at this world going all fucking crazy about this shit, I mean, I understand old people being a little bit at unease, but if you had ever believed in God at any point in your life, you wouldn't be so at unease. Uh, because as soon as I have for those, extreme fatigues and malaise, that could be from the 5G towers, man. You never really know what the source of your problems are. And that's one of the main foolish parts of um, the way we're handling things nowadays. I mean, we think we know when we don't know. You think you know when you don't know. Don't get tested for the corona ever again. Ever, ever, ever. You feel that little scuffle? Overcome it, defeat it. You get a fucking vaccination that is, first of all, it will never, you will still receive the fucking virus. You can still get it. You can still give it away after getting the vaccination. This vaccination doesn't fucking work. It's literally just a brew to fuck up your fucking DNA and RNA, to reprogram you into a different type of fucking human being. Which is exactly what the fuck they're trying to do right now. Somebody decides to make the world, a new world order, a world birthed of people who have no idea what the fuck they're fucking doing. So that the generation after and the generation after will have even less of a fucking idea of what the fuck they're doing. So that, you know, in 3-4 generations, we'll all be in a wall getting fucked in the ass by fucking aliens. Or the highest fucking bidding fucking shitwad, I feel like fucking human, who's left over as someone who's still able to move around. Throwing the animal kingdom into zoos, destroying the countries that they came from, destroying all the contrast of other cultures who don't believe in this fucking bullshit. You know, like the Native Americans back in the day, they just fucking kill white men, dude. They just kill those fucks, scalp them. You don't take over our fucking land and our way of life and destroy everything. You know, pretend you're all a bunch of good people, but you're just the cursed ancestors, the cursed people who followed up on the fucking path of destruction, you know, in the wake of pilgrims. Of course, we could have shared this fucking land. We could have shared it. We could have done it right, but we didn't. It could have been, you know, yeah, you guys, y'all go west for a while. We'll take this eastern coastal part, or maybe you can go south. Maybe, you know, a couple hundred miles that way. There's no one around forever, and just shit like that. You know, we give them some fucking, let's give them some weed, some alcohol. Say thank you and be on our fucking way. We have to fucking shit. I guess I think it's like something certified. That shit, man. Wanna know something, dude? I had pneumonia for 5 years. I'm still alive, first of all. Second of all, I had pneumonia during the entire corona hysteria. So whenever I had a job, whenever outside or around anyone, keeping myself from suffocating was a problem the entire time, though I overcame the problem by coughing and clearing my throat regardless of these fucking Sasquatches' fucking schizophrenic paranoia. And so, you know, when I was at that job, these people, you know, they were hearing me coughing and they were assuming that they were gonna get the coronavirus because they had to hire me and all this shit, and it was making them hate me. And then, like a few days into me first being employed there, they come back testing positive for the fucking coronavirus. I'm like, dude. First of all, it makes no fucking sense. Second of all, it makes perfect fucking sense because these testers are fucking fake. Third of all, when they start counting deaths that aren't corona related as corona fucking related, I'm pretty sure the statistics are enforced as fear mongering. It's just more divide and conquer, folks. It's just more fucking divide and fucking conquer. They really went all out in that divide and conquer plan, man. Modern relationships, they don't exist anymore. Did you notice modern relationships literally don't exist anymore? Okay, there's like 1 in a million. It's like 1 in a million. You'll see them eventually. Holding hands and actually smiling and actually going nowhere walking nowhere because they're having a good time doing anything. It's just, but it's so rare. The divide and conquer in modern relationships, man. It's the mm, it's up there on the topics of things that need to be fucking talked about and fixed, healed, mended. So right now, all women, generally speaking, hate men, and all men, generally speaking, hate women. Uh, so, you know, we gotta men. You gotta put up with their fucking like meaningless fucking, you know, like why do you care about that type shit, or you know, like fart noises now, like you know, don't you just you should just care about cops now because you're so schizophrenically paranoid that's like the only thing you're really thinking about. If someone coughs, if I fart, it shouldn't be a problem anymore, right? um Fucking God, just like seeing that fucking woman, that like TikTok video or Vine video or whatever the fuck, that woman with like that mummy mask on her face. Your mask protects me. Oh my God, you protects me. Your mask protects me. My mask protects me. Shut. You fucking mummified. Fucking go back to the fucking underground fucking pyramid and and die. Because when you stuff a diaper onto your face, the only guarantee is brain damage and organ failure. Because your blood actually goes toxic. I gotta explain this to everyone. I have to explain this to everyone. It's fairly simple, fairly straightforward, but I have to explain it to everyone. It's not about the lung situation. It's not about the lungs when you have a mask on. It's not about the lungs. It's about the blood. It's about the fucking blood situation. What the fuck? This is where I smoked with you a few times actually. What? What? Kingston Way. Kingstown Way. What state? What state was that from? Was that all the way back on the East Coast? Or was that in like California? Oh shit. Kingstown Way. I don't remember where that was. Kingstown Way. Did we like go to school together? Huh. Smoked with you a few times. Like Kyle Matt. Oh, I'm not gonna. I shouldn't say names. But yeah, no, I don't. No worries, man. It's fucking. It's just the life of a truth speaker in this era. It's what I signed up for, apparently. Uh, yeah, no, it's my life's rewarding enough in other ways. I got all the spiritual wisdom, understanding, knowledge. That's just like I could be happy anywhere. I can get my kicks up, fucking anywhere, dude. I didn't realize how insane I went in jail. I didn't realize how insane I went until I got out. I was like fucked up, dude. I mean, I'm convinced that they fed me some shit that fucked up my brain, or just fucked up my brain after drugging me or some shit. Uh, but I also went like just insane from the experience itself. Of course I did. I mean, I was literally thrown in jail for playing music for 3 months. Played music for the last year and a half, like in public, directly in public, in a town. You know, I figured that they would build a profile about me, that I was a good person. Instead, you know, play music, throw me in jail because someone spoke some bullshit that didn't happen. And, uh, you know, I don't know if you'd call them priors, but, you know, just fucking small, stupid crimes that weren't my fault that I would have fixed if, you know, the first one, it happened like a year and a half before I was thrown in jail that time. And I was just like, dude, how is this not resolved? You know, if I didn't show up and they didn't show up, did they not? Why didn't they just say fuck it? Instead, they just hold it over my head for the right fucking proper fucking time. It's fucked up, but it was a week after Andrew Tate got out of prison. It was like within the week after Andrew Tate got out of prison, I was thrown in jail. And that's the only sense I could make of it, and that's a a good portion of what got me through. Because it's just like Andrew Tate, dude. Yeah, like if he's level A and I guess I'm level B, I guess I'm doing pretty good. His music, stuff was chill. I'm trying to think. I can't remember that. I mean, like, there've been people. I don't know. Hmm. I was like, just hung out, listened to music a few times. Wait. Did you like work at Dunkin' Donuts after quitting weed that one time? You like finally quit weed and you're working at Dunkin' Donuts and making bank because you finally quit weed. Was that you? It doesn't really matter too much. I don't want to, like pinpoint shit on an online thing where I speak the truth. But yeah, I'm just gonna go back to what I was talking about. The fucking like wearing a mask. 5 to 10 minutes of wearing a mask, your blood has begun to go toxic. It is now considerable as toxic, and from every minute on, it gets more toxic because the increased re-inhalation, even just a little bit, increased re-inhalation of your own CO2 than what tiny bit that's in your throat, the tiny little section in your throat. If you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, it's like a tiny, tiny little bit. You make it all the way up from your face, all the way up from your throat, and all the way in your mouth, and all the way in your nose, and all the way in your mask, CO2. It increases it a lot. And well, it's just literal fact. And lawyers were suing the government for it, but at the beginning of the corona hysteria, I found that out from a billionaire scientist's stem cell granddaughter who was a stem cell scientist herself. That lawyers were literally suing the government for the fascist mandate of mask enforcement, mask mandation, and of course, because it would cause damage to the fucking body. And they wrote that into the dictionaries as safety, as wearing a mask on your face. That's safety. But it's actually the only guarantee of that is self-destruction. Trust in your government, folks. It'll surely work all of a sudden in 2020. Let's all trust our government, all of it. Yeah. Whoever said it, I mean, hold my beer, hold my dentures. I'm so thirsty. Fucking cucumber Gatorade, dude. I didn't really like it at first. Someone was like, "Hey, you should try this. Uh, change your taste or something." I forget what the phrase he used. I just thought of the phrase today, but I forgot. Um, I had it before. I didn't really like it, but ever since he said that, I noticed something about it. And I was like, dude, this is delicious. It's like fantastic. It's so refreshing. It's like juice for your eyeballs. But mask foundation, lawyers, government. Yeah, the lawyers, their cases were pushed away, kept on the hush. The only people who knew the people who were the people, knew the fuck at all about it. This world. Um, yeah, in the end, the point was always in life, in this darkness infested world, that no matter the darkness, you, it is up to you within yourself to keep your mindset up, your attitude up, to keep your light fucking shining. And to overpower that shit, or overcome that shit, and stand up in the face of it on your fucking hind legs and fucking roar. Be like, nah, fuck that. Nothing's gonna let you old pedophiles with your fucking baldings and your fucking, higher tech and bunch of money take over the fucking world and fuck us all up and ruin planet Earth. I'm not gonna let that happen. What we're gonna do is stop that from happening. If you don't want to take the advice, you don't want to take words, you don't want to take meaning, wisdom, understanding, knowledge, and utilize it in the proper fucking way, well, we're just gonna have to fight then, aren't we? And this is basically what it comes down to, folks. We don't want to fight. Nobody wants to fight. Nobody should really be a fighty type person. You could be, self-training warrior, but if the entire time only you're spending it all in self-defense, in the area of self-defense, or defense of the world, of the planet. That's what I meant to say. Defense of the world around you, defending the world around you, not even really yourself. Um, uh, I mean, that's primary part of utopia, is that we have to include a way of life for all types of people. Um, the warriors and the peaceful. The peaceful, roller coasters, lights, musical stages, talking areas with rugs, psychedelic tents, and strawberry fields nearby. A blue neon lit lantern at the street corner. But we probably won't have streets then, because, I mean, I don't want to disrupt skateboarding, or basically just skateboarding. But, streets, man, I mean, it's certainly going to cause some type of massive fucking earthquake or land fucking thing, because, I mean, I sort of view the earth as all growing, and that, you know, I mean, it's certainly shifting. But if we paste across the entire planet with fucking asphalt, we're just gonna cause a fucking either a collapse or just a massive fucking earthquake, or something bad is just gonna happen. It's time to evolve ideas, folks. And it's time to be able to integrate those great ideas by saying, fuck the economy, let's just bring in these good fucking ideas. Fuck your stupid corporation, which you're CEO of, and you had the power to say no to this also. Like a 300 mile per gallon car that America banned 15, 20 years ago, whatever the fuck it was. A fucking, hydrogen fucking energy. What was that movie with Morgan Freeman and fucking Keanu Reeves? Was it Point? No, it wasn't Point Break. Whatever it was. The movie with Morgan Freeman and Keanu Reeves. Watch it. The thing about hydrogen energy and all this shit. It's fucking crazy. And until you watch that movie, you're not gonna be there, man. You're not gonna be there enough where you're just like, dude, all this shit, dude. All these fuckers. Oh, because we're making money off of this. You can't invent a better idea. We're not gonna allow it. clean energy, clean an infinite amount of energy. No way, folks. No way. We're gonna kill you. We're gonna destroy your work and frame you. And so it's like, God, like fear. It's meant to be a part of things, man. Fear is meant to be a part of things. If you lose all fear, you're a fool. If you keep taking acid or drinking in order to help yourself manifest, the unwritten space about your body that everyone's afraid of, just like dancing or something, or speaking, or doing that or something. They're too afraid about all of it, and so they take acid or something, say for example, to fill in all the missing parts that you aren't consciously aware of with some type of personality. But literally in the end, it's just a different personality. It's like basically a soul that's now overtaking your fucking body. And I always tell people not to do acid, certainly first of all because no one really tests, and if they do, I don't know, man. It's just it. Even acid itself, man. I just feel like it's. And there's the argument that it's hardly synthetic. It's just made from the ergot, a little bit of manipulation. But I don't know, man. There's just something about it. The people who take it, I've noticed the same things about the people who take it. First of all, they, like the older generation, like 50 and 60 and 70-year-old people who took acid, they all feel like talking some fucking stories for the next 7 years about themselves. And they just never shut up about their fucking stupid stories. Well, it might even be an interesting story eventually. But, a story fucking time, dude. Just sit down. Let's all gather around the campfire, folks. Jeffrey's about to start speaking. Fold our knees. Just, maybe go to sleep. The rest of us who don't want to listen anymore, just go to sleep. Fuck it, dude. What the fuck was that, dude? These weird ass fucking bugs nowadays. God, what was I talking about? What was I talking about? I finally have an audience to respond. What was I talking about? It was something. It's like, it was crack or something. What was I talking about? I can't even. I was so on top of myself and I just lost it all. That's it. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect response. Fuck. And the younger generation, I noticed they all aspire to be cool. They try so hard to be cool. And wearing the fucking flat caps and this hoodie sweatshirt and this type of behavior that they think that they're like the best person in the universe. Like not just like, goodest or something, but like the most immaculate thing ever. They could have never you could never understand me, dude. It would take you 20 trillion lifetimes. And just disagreeing with you and you're a shaman and shit, just like and completely on yeah, I guess this is the best way to put it. There's this dude, perfect like symbology of all of this, epitome of what I'm trying to talk about. He flat cap sweatshirt. We met in the woods out in California. I was literally what one could easily call a shaman at that time, but without the actual title. Um, and if I ever said something, it was true in the context it was given. Basically, through that stage, though, it might be incomplete in its understanding. Um, it was always like a million steps above what that kid was coming through with every single. It was like I can't remember any of the specific things we talked about, but there was just this hatred between me and him. It was like, it seemed to me like the hatred that if there was a god of acid and a god of mushroom, that if they ever tried to talk, that would be the exact same uh, things going on. It's perforations. God knows it. But I will give it one credit. Don't do it ever. If you have done it, just whatever. Just stop doing it. If you ever met Jesus while you were on it, it was probably because he was saving your soul from utter destruction. What would the DMT gods say to them? I've never done DMT. I'm not sure if I will. I was always like, oh, I'm gonna do it someday, but I'm too afraid to right now. But I don't know, man. The real question is if you want to go and introduce yourself to natural psychedelics that are more hardcore than the one you were taking before. Um, the main question is it effectiveness itself that will give me what I want? Like, say, for example, the salvation of my soul, my spirit, the salvation of my spirit. What is it? Effectiveness that will really give me that, or is it more having my own source of power, my own source of me-ness, not needing another material in order to truly stand for something? And that's just how I personally like classify, say for example, meth as something I will never do. So obviously for so many reasons, but relative to this is that there's like a month dependency thing where if you don't smoke for a month after being dependent on weed, you will be totally fucked up, like shivers, freezing, just like in all types of pain for a month. And that just teaches me, like, just right off the bat, that that it's so bad for you to take that thing. It might be empowering you. It might take all the ceilings and walls of fear away from you, and now you can just and just whatever the fuck. But you're just scaring other people, man. It's like they think that they're like oh, so above other people for finally finding this freedom that they can now come with or whatever, if they snort it and inject it and all this shit. It's just going crazy and shit. But literally, they were just too afraid to in the first place. The thing about cannabis, you don't, in my eyes, don't grain of salt. Weed is something you should do potentially every once in a while. It's not like we always make things out to be so absolutist and polarized that you either have to quit it or you have to do it all the fucking time. But the actual real thing of it is you just have to understand this is how you can actually do it, achieve it. Understand the message of the perspective that it brings you to. This world is magical. Remember how magical you saw it to be, and then strive towards that in your mind. It's not going to come all at 1 second, but I mean it may sometimes. But you don't, and you can just more consciously word yourself there. You don't necessarily have to even like raise your perspective. You just shit, magic. I mean, reality is fucking magic. Like, what am I missing out on here? What am I not appreciating? Where do my gratitudes lie? Do the gratitudes lie in my phone, in my Chrome browser, so I can do all this sinful shit? Or do my gratitudes lie in the earth, in God, in this and that. And then, just the physical, you know, it's like there's got, how to put this? Basically, I guess the best way to put this is that when you become a parent, your world's going to be turned upside down, and you're going to lose yourself amidst it. I've never been a parent, but I'm talking to this dude who had a child recently, and we were having like some. Um, he's a Christian friend. We've always had good conversations, but then, I sort of stood up to him this last time because he was treating me in a way I felt wasn't like I just gotten out of 3 months of jail, and then he was talking to me about like how I should be blaming myself like one of Job's friends. And I was just like, dude, what the fuck? I just like do we not have a relationship here? Like, and I know that in his mind he was just trying to give me some Christian advice as opposed to a friend's advice or a friend's welcome or anything. And I was just like, dude, you should probably smoke weed again so that you can remember how beautiful and magical life is, so that when I get out of jail 3 fucking months for literally playing music, that I can come out and have like one of my only few friends left, um, like some type of spiritual fucking hug go on, like anything like that. But he was just trying to fucking preach some shit to me, and I was just like, dude, you need to smoke some weed. That is so clear to me. Weed again, the spiritual again, collections and Kelly years ago, got crazy. Go like to work for a couple weeks for some for over a year, not anymore though. Did you just have like really shitty? I mean, it sounds to me like you just had really shitty friends who were like misinterpreting all of it. Uh, yeah, man. That situation sounds like you need to get out of wherever you are and start a new life somewhere, my friend. It's not. Don't be afraid, man. It's exciting, and that's the absolute alchemization of life. The fear that you feel at first, make it exciting. Turn it into excitement, and yeah, and that's just a good way to sum up life, if one ever could come close to it. One sec. What I'm smoking right now is a spliff. I'm just trying to focus on making music again. Music, huh? Well, I have about a trillion pieces of advice for you. But I'm just going to start by saying what I was saying before. This is a spliff. This is tobacco and weed. The thing about tobacco, if you're ever going to smoke tobacco, ever, you have to get shit that is like pristine tobacco, like $17 a pack. Like, get that real higher up shit. And then it actually should be smoked anytime it's fucking smoked. You get that shit as $8 a pack, shit. I smoked one of those after smoking these and real tobacco for like 10 years or like 5 years. I smoked one of those cigarettes. I literally couldn't breathe. I was like dying. I was literally like, I'm gonna die. I can't breathe. And it was just one of those fucking $8, $10 packs. And that's just the absolute dividing line between, like cancer and not. And so if you get that real tobacco, you realize that this stuff is actually supposed to be being smoked because it teaches you how to. I mean, tobacco teaches you literally how to be a good father. If something can teach you how to be a good father, but everyone understands it as giving you cancer, because American cigarettes have all been poisoned. Um, I wonder why we're fucked up as a race. Never mind telling our children that a giant bunny rabbit came and laid chocolate eggs in the fucking night for fucking memory, in the memory of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's the story of Jesus. Fucking chocolate eggs and a fucking a bunny, dude. Oh, man. But sorry if anyone still believes in the Easter Bunny, but it is one of the most ludicrous fucking things. I mean, there's not even a single miraculous connotation. What are you trying to present about the miracle baby Jesus, the miracle human Jesus, in the straightforward event of a bunny hopping and laying fucking egg, or pooping? Like, what? What is it? What is the symbology there? But I'm gonna go back and start fucking teaching people how to make, or how to be a musician. First of all, by saying we play to live and we fucking live to play. We live to play and we fucking play to live. If you're a musician deep at heart and you know it, you're not gonna really feel alive if you're not playing. I sound like Stan. Fuck you. I don't even know what that is. It just sounds like a dumb name. But, yeah, man. If you're not playing and you're a musician, you haven't played in months or years, you're gonna be like all fucked up, dude. You have to play. You have to play in order to come back to life. And then so, there's your obsession part of things. And then from there, it's a matter of understanding that fear. The more fear you have for doing something, say a performance or something like that, and you're thinking, oh, maybe I should drink or something like that. But literally don't drink, because that fear is actually, when you overcome that fear, and only when you overcome that fear, you are going to be shining like an angel. If it's really great fear that's keeping you from singing, and you actually sing, you're going to be singing like an angel, as they say. The shy person coming out and doing a song. She sounds like an angel. Of course she does. She was terrified. A light in the face of the fucking darkness, man. I've been doing public performances for the last 5 years, not, on a stage. But just out of my car, blasting my music, screaming my fucking ass off as loud as I fucking can. And, well, not loud being the goal, but just as powerfully as I can. To send a message of Rage Against the Machine as far as I can send it. And that's lesson 3 or 4, whatever the fuck. That you have to truly believe, in the music, in the message of the music. And for me, it's only really Rage Against the Machine that gets me really there to, like, to just, and it's not just Rage Against the Machine, but it's, like, Dillinger Escape Plan, Setting Fire to Sleeping Giants. It's like Ravenous by Atreyu. It's like Storm Center by Shiro Sagisu. Shiro Sagisu. The dude who made the songs for the anime Bleach, which everyone, if you're trying to fucking master life, you need to watch Bleach at least 3 times. It's first of all, mastering life is that deep. Second of all, that show, I mean, it has it all pumping through it the whole time. You're just not going to be able to perceive all of it. The first run through, you're going to be thinking a certain way about what's going on. The second run through, you're going to be like, oh, I remember this, and I know what's about to happen here, and I know why. But you still don't understand it. Third time, you're gonna begin to understand the true fucking vibe, the true message, the true mindset about it all. You know, not just, you know, still tripping out about, is this a dream or not, or am I dead already, or shit like that. But just fuck it. Just just send it every second of your life, so that you don't have, I mean, you won't have time to think about all the minute things, paranoia, suspicions of God, and stuff like that. You know, the Divine Comedy by Dante, which I recommend reading as much as Faust by Goethe, or A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. Woo! 3 grand books right there, folks. What was it? Leave your suspicion and your hopes at the door when you enter this fucking world. I added the fucking, but it was all sort of paraphrased, anyways. Leave your hopes and suspicion at the fucking door when you enter this world, because God has your best interests in mind. He's trying to build you up to something great in spiritual realms. You just don't understand what that entails in this life until you finally do. Suffering builds the greatest temples. And temples are your eternal nature. It's how you remain eternal. If you die while your temple is destroyed, you might not actually continue. But I'm not sure about that. God can potentially do anything and everything. So, rather, God can do anything and everything. And so, the ultimate understanding in the end, if you want to do music, you want to do anything, you have to integrate God into your life. Because first of all, it's the best way to practice anything. If you practice while you're focusing on God, practice music, you put your focus on God and serve His opinion, not any human's opinion, but His opinion, you can truly find your powerful self again, first of all. Your training will be about 10 times more productive, because you'll actually be using the instrument like someone with a brain inside their head, as opposed to someone who's like yeah, man, it's not just notes and fucking this and that, man. It's literally, you have to be able to integrate the instrument so that you can spell out your soul as your voice would. It has to be that natural to you, just speaking. So it's just like speaking, you have to be able to play that guitar. When I think of the guitar, I always think of Tom Morello, his guitar solos and shit. And basically for anything, all around, if you want to find an idol, I guess it's besides the bassist, he's kind of a doink. Sorry, bassist, I don't know what your name is either. But, you know, I mean, you figured it out eventually, but, you know, it's just, gosh. Anyways. If you want a guitarist, a singer, or a drummer to look to, Rage Against the Machine. And if you want music that's worth fucking playing in 2023, folks, Rage Against the Machine. People all fucking afraid and shit, like old women when they see men in leather and motorbikes coming up. Fucking, she's about to shit her pants. But dude, if she was playing some Rage Against the Machine, they'd be like, ah, yeah. You know, they would literally be, you know, all that old woman has to do is learn how to like Rage Against the Machine, which they all seem to be so opposed to. What the understanding behind that, I can only suppose to be fluoride. And mercury fillings, I guess. But, lastly, we need musicians in this fucking world. Certainly drummers. But, real musicians. Folks, every artist you like is garbage. It's stuff that was supposed to be in the trash can, or that was in the trash can. You took it out. You're like, whoa. It's not even. It shouldn't even be another man's treasure. It should burn. We should have turned that trash can into a flaming fucking flamethrower. Well, before we threw those fucking songs into it, aka the internet. But God, I mean, like, what is going on, dude? There are all these horrible, retarded, self-contradicting fucking songs becoming so popular. Oh, because everyone's fucking retarded. Everyone's a fucking idiot. Okay, example. I don't want to be your queen. I don't want to be your queen. I don't want to be your queen. Wait, no. Shit. Okay. I don't want to be royalty. I want to be your queen. Even better, right? Even so much better. I don't want to be royalty. I want to be your queen. There's a little Hillary Clinton gene in there somewhere. I wonder why everyone's turning into a bunch of succubus, incubus fucks there. You know? Am I the only one? I guess I'm the only one. Can understand it for what it is. Put up hoops for me to jump through for both of us, right? Fucking checklists and fucking tests. You're manipulating, fucking up our relationship for a test, huh? Wow. Don't you know how to fucking have a fucking relationship? How many has it been? 10,000? American woman, get away. I could just roast you fucks, so I'm not going to, but you know, he just gives you no fucking hope, man. Try to be a good guy, nice guy. Fucking homunculus mongoloid on that shit fucking 10 hours out of the day. This is divide and conquer, and then, you know, those shitbags that you do date, they're gonna fail you in the end. You knew you weren't gonna fucking marry them. You just get through, you know, be limited from being able to be with the person that you want to be with. Now, certainly because you want what you can't have, don't you? What you can't have, huh? Ain't that quite the fucking mind-fucking game? Wanting what you can't have. Wow. Taking fucking all of America and pulling it out of delusions. The fantasy, I mean, Disney, man. Disney, dude. They took the piles of fucking eyes and gave him some fucking bullshit. Piles of eyes. Fed him a bunch of fucking falsehoods to guarantee fantasies. What's the fuck? How do I change this word? I can't even fucking English now, man. I'm trying to like figure out what the word for Spanish is for switching the words endings around. I don't know what I'm fucking saying, dude. Fantasy. Phantasmical? Phantomical? Whatever. Fantasy fucking lives. Living in delusion. When reality, man. Reality. What else are we supposed to be doing in reality than addressing reality? What is reality? Well, on this planet, it's a nightmare. That's why people hate the truth. It's because it's such a fucking nightmare. Shit, if this was true, I should be afraid. I wouldn't be able to party. I guess it's not true then. Just like God. Must not be true because I can't handle the implications of the results of it being true, so I won't believe it. Man, I would have to start being a good person. I can't handle it. I would have to start devoting my life towards being able to die with a smile on my face. I can't handle it. I want to die with a big frown on my face, hating everything and regretting everything I've done my entire fucking life. I realized it was all misleading all my family, everyone, into a bunch of darkness and allowing them to allow darkness to consume their lives and everyone else's around them. And most likely manifesting that darkness for us. As fucking inbreed Texas fucking farms, trailer parks, Midwest and all around, producing these cracker fucking spawnlings to come fuck with my life more than the parents already were. These goddamn fucking lab rats, absolutely now, certainly. Absolutely fucked in the head and doing everything Satan wants them to do directly. In this new reality of a nightmare that seems like a dream, reality 2020 on era. March 6th, 2020. You know what I'm talking about? This is the 7th, I kind of forget. You know what I'm saying? You know, when they also closed nature for the first time in our nation's history when a contagion hits our population. They're pretty useful. They'd probably, probably know what they're doing. Where are you guys going now? I'm going to get some beef jerky. He's by my side. Yeah, why? There's three possibilities. Three only possibilities. One, they're trying to kill us. Two, they're trying to enforce the mask mandate. Why would they be doing that? Only because they're trying to make it all go branded. Three, they're trying to enforce themselves as the parent figures. They set themselves up as the parent fucking figures. And, well, this dependent-ass nation, and this succubus, incubus-ass nation, like, oh, I want that. I want someone to fuck me up and tell me what to do and tell me he's my daddy. And maybe even kill me. I bet you fucking got turned on the next time you went to get a vaccination. You're like, oh, doctor poking me with this thing. Oh. And the third time he came back, I'm like, oh, doctor, would you just kidnap me already? These vaccinations, they're perfect. Oh. These vaccinations. It's saving my world. I can't wait to get the next one. 17 vaccinations in, you're like, hey, this isn't working. This isn't working, man. Let's just go with the next one again. If it does work, then we'll think about it later. And then since they don't know how to think anymore, they don't think about it. Even if they did talk about it, I don't really know anymore. I guess we should just do what our government says, no questions asked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. What else are we giving them trillions of dollars in taxes for? He's like they're just spending all this money on kidnapping us and pretending like it's people in the street and fucking. He's like they don't buy and need $30,000 to $50,000 toilets in their fucking old office. I think they're spending $50,000 on a hammer. Fear. This comes back to fear. Fear is not a foolish thing. When you get to the next dimension, it is. Whatever dimension you're on, you can find fear. And then you get to the next dimension, you're like, oh, not so bad. In fact, it's allowing a whole lot of opportunity to become a fucking legend. And of course, if the bar to becoming a legend drops, what does it mean to become a legend? I mean, fucking, and then, like, everyone having a voice nowadays. Yeah, like, I get it. Like, you know, we should all be able to speak our minds and stuff. But there should be some main voices out there that aren't decided by Hollywood, fucking shit like that. We could actually accumulate into, like, sort of mountain tip points, people who were sort of going with, heading behind, because it's all just like an attack from everyone. We're all just like blah blah blah. It's just a fucking giant collision of words on the internet now. There has to be some type of heading. There has to be some type of momentum. We have to, I don't know, like, I don't know the answer. But to me, it's like, I mean, I'm getting 5, 10 views of fucking video. A woman who shows half her tits in the video gets 10 million just because of a face and tits. You know, just well-shaped tits, you know, not even, just, you know, fucking, like, I don't even know, man. It's just 10 million perverted views anyways. Every single one of my views is that much more meaningful, so I don't give a fuck. But and think about it. Every single one of the people who actually watched your semi-perverted or, you know, I showed my butt in that video. I got a good angle on my butt in that video. Every single person who was watching it or saw it had a perverted thing going on. So, like, what's it worth? Worse than nothing. Seeing like Mia Khalifa nowadays, like trying to get through her life. Trying to get through her life. And honestly, she seems pretty cool. Probably be worth a conversation or two. Being friends. Sat with plenty of concubines and that type. Sat with them, talked, figured their fucking lives out. Tried to. But you still have, gosh, it's like, I keep saying the main thing of life, but it's the fucking main thing of life. The potential you have right now where sin has not fucked up your life. If sin has yet to fuck up your life, don't let it. Just stop that shit. It'll fuck up your life. You don't want that. It's demons that are making you stupid enough that you don't just think, I shouldn't do that. It's literally demons that make you, it's their main functionality. They literally make you dumb enough that you don't consider, I shouldn't do that. The main means of existence of demons is lies. Hell is a land primarily made of lies. People that don't like and stuff like that, and they convince themselves that they were right about their pissant, zombified fucking Satan pawn fucking way they interacted with them. They think that they were right in that shit, and they're gonna die, go to the grave without ever coming back on that. In the afterlife, you're gonna be like still hanging on to it, like still lying about it also. There's way more just jealousy and envy than just lack of. God, that's scary, so good. Hour 44, not bad. Fuck. Give it a microphone. And then if someone ever says no, I say, my name is Mike. Dude, give me that. It's mine. It's me. Pretty sure if Jesus ever comes back, his name's gonna be Mike. But, you know, like Yahweh, God's name, like Yahweh. Yahweh. No way. Yahweh. Yahweh. Mike. Just the cool little things that God, the Immaculate and Indescribable, does. Find the best way to describe God as the indescribable. I feel like that's a commonly known notion, but I only came to my own real formation of that short while ago when I really understood it for what it was. You know, God's really working in you, and you perceive the difference between yourself and Him. It's like, wow. Lift me up out of this illusion, Lord. I may know only reality and only you. Stuff like that. dog is my best friend, man. Jackie. We can see the lights. God. His playfulness levels off the charts. I think that's half of the idea that started Dragon Ball Z in its entirety. One scene where an alien came to Earth and they were all afraid of dogs because the alien race, they didn't know how to be playful. And, and they looked at dogs and they're like, they got terrified. They're like, its playfulness level is off the charts. They ran to their spaceship, flew away. Just before they killed Mr. Satan in a battle, which would have been nice, but, you know, he actually ended up saving things in his own small part way. But, you know, like Chi-Chi and Goku's relationship, because Chi-Chi was always like, we need money. Goku was like, we don't need money for anything, because I can just chop down trees with my hand and supply all our needs. And we need a car. You need a job. He's getting food to start paying on food. And then Chi went to hell. What a fucking surprise, man. She went to hell and she didn't even know she was in hell. She thought she was in heaven. And that was the real kicker. She was looking for Gohan in hell. You think Gohan's going to hell? She just didn't know she wasn't in hell. It's funny. And her all putting all this motherly love into Gohan, making sure that Goku didn't train him. She didn't want him to be a fighter, a warrior, to protect the fucking planet. Hey, if these are the only two people who can protect the planet, I'm pretty sure they should be training. Yeah, because it's my son. Oh. Here's the deal, folks. Death. We should be celebrating death, not crying at it. We should be celebrating the transition to a greater place, knowing, believing that there are greater things. We're so materialistic and reductionist, we think they're dead that, oh, we should be crying. They're never gonna miss them the rest of my life. All these fucking just selfish things, man. You had a good time, let it be what a good time it was. Good to have these memories that you now enshrine in gold. They are in a better place. They are in a better place. And plus, if you cry when someone dies, you're insulting them. You cry when someone dies, you're insulting them. Directly in by means of saying, implying that they, for example, were a sinful person or something, that maybe they're going to hell, like maybe they're going to a worse place. But if, I can totally understand the crying because, you just miss them. But, it's rather an honor to die. Think of it as like an honor to die, having lived your life, having, hopefully done something that you can smile about in the afterlife. Like, glad I did that. I'm glad I spent my entire life doing something that fought the system, that opposed the system because it was oppressing everyone. Didn't you notice? Of course we noticed. We're in heaven. It was that, man. People put shit all fucking wrong, dude. They think, oh, if you smoke weed, you're going to hell. Wow, thanks. Well, you seem, of the two of us, you seem like the person who's about to go to hell. Smoking weed, dude. I'm smoking weed because I'm trying to get some spiritual insight, life, things. Find a more magical touch about things, about my life. It's all quite actually, not directly or obviously, but an actually quite serious thing that I'm undergoing. And, you know, when you're coming in here telling me I'm going to hell, or implying or thinking, fucking spiders, dude, get the fuck out of here. Blah. Fuck. Dude, I have the worst fucking arachnophobia. Blah. Like fucking Ronald Weasley, just like 2 tones less. If he's purple, I'm green. I don't remember what I was talking about. Fucking spider. Piss on him. Piss on him all. Daredevil, man. If you haven't watched the show Daredevil on Netflix, watch it. Hurry the fuck up. Is it on Netflix? I don't think. I forget. Oh no, Netflix got transferred to Disney fucking Plus. Whatever the fuck's going on there. Is it still Netflix or is it down Disney Plus? I mean, what's or I don't even know. Disney bought. The fuck's going on, man? Fucking phantasmization. I gotta figure that word out. Fantasy, like in. fan. Fantisement. Fantisement? Fantasizement? It's definitely not fantisement. Fantasymmetry. We're just gonna go with that. Because I have no idea what's going on anymore in English. Fucking delusions, man. Disney, dude. Disney, man. I get it. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, such a cute little thing is going on here. It's all fucking demonic. Nigga, it's all fucking demonic. It's all fucking fake fucking personas. And fucking fake fucking this and fucking that. Everything about it leads us into this idea about life. We're supposed to be living our fucking lives, and what we're supposed to be doing is looking for a romantic partner. No. What a man is supposed to be doing is protecting the world around everyone so that everyone can live lives that aren't compromised or dead or kidnapped. Just notice things are going on in the fucking world nowadays? Anything at all? No? Because you want to play video games, smoke weed, There's certainly at least two types of ways to smoke weed, apparently. There's just absolutely nothing, become a fucking wankster, going to jail, tattoos on your face, and how you know what prison meatloaf tastes like, and all the rest. And basically just becoming a dumb, atrophied fucking retard. And the other route of people who get actual inspiration and treat this stuff like it's like a gift from God, and like it's like whoa, life plus weed, it's like a whole woo thing. And then, bro, I guess this is the thing that's left over that I didn't talk about. My friend, he's treating me all cold after I got out of jail for playing music. And I was just like, dude, you need to smoke weed, dude. I didn't say that directly, but it came out like literally subconsciously to just start talking about weed. And because he's not noticing, he's lost connection with like the magic of life. Being able to imagine how I might feel after getting out of there, or even after a day in there. Like, I guess literally never again. Like I read Job, or I read Jeremiah. I read Jeremiah and I started blaming myself for like the sins over my life, my sins, masturbation, Pornhub, all this stupid shit. And I was day one, dude. I was like, never again in my life am I gonna do that stupid shit. And 3 months later, I get out, and he's like telling me, like shit I don't need to hear at all that I already know. Treat me like that, and I was like, dude, you need to smoke some fucking weed and feel the magic of fucking life again. Because you getting just married, I imagine, uh, you know, first of all, you're gonna start failing your relationship, not noticing the magic of life. Just downright. That's just right out in the open. Period. I keep having these burps that aren't even burping. What the fuck's going on? Because of course, I mean, the woman generally women have a more natural tendency to notice the sort of the immaculate of the situation we find ourselves in. They're more of spirit than men are. More of the flowering, more of the flower type stuff. The things that appreciate the beauty. And us men were like, not unless I'm on mushrooms or something. But did any of us come to see a reed shaken by the wind? No. We came to do stuff amidst humans who are trying to set themselves up as the global force of the planet, when that should not be our place. Because we will fuck this place up, we'll ruin everything, and it just ruin everything on many, many, multiple different levels. There should not be endless streets traversing the entire landscape of this planet. Taking up, first of all, obviously, so much fucking property space. Closed in together next to each other so that no one can play music loudly or speak their minds or, feel like they're able to be free. But there's honestly a learning path in that. You shouldn't have to wait to be alone to be free. You should be able to stretch your back as effectively as you possibly can in public. You should be able to sing in public. You should be able to speak your fucking mind in public. Out loud. Yes, out loud. Like a crazy person, yes. Like me. And then you just realize, that the only difference is, first of all, I don't have a camera on me. putting you onto my TV screen for you to appreciate me. Second of all, if you were speaking your mind, you'd be doing just about as good of a job. If you were actually speaking your conviction, higher self mind, how you really feel about things, it would be coming through with just as much authenticity and just as much grace and flow, legacyness, destiny, touch of destiny about you and stuff. You have a touch of destiny about you. That's some good shit. I used to watch Pirates of the Caribbean and drink every time they drank in the movie. But I gave up drinking. Fuck drinking. Man, drinking is a trip, dude. You're in the cycle of drinking, you still haven't quit yet. The only reason you think it's a good idea is because alcohol itself has made you incapable, and now you need it to become capable again. If you stop doing it, you can be as free as you are now drunk. You can be freer than you are now drunk, outside of the dependency of alcohol. You can literally be free. You can be doing what I'm doing right now. You can do fucking anything, dude. It's just, were you afraid? And did that fear still stop you from doing it? Shouldn't have. That subtle fear. A subtle, specific fear of the thing you should have done but didn't. That subtle, specific fear, you were supposed to have overcome it every time in your life that you didn't. In a sense you didn't. I mean, it's not like your world ended, but learn that eventually it's sort of Ouroboros'd back to the point that was right there. Snake biting its tail, revolution cycle, back to the original starting point, but a little bit higher, potentially. I lost the thought completely. It's all good though. We got ammo for days. In fact, years. And yeah, if you want to become anybody in this society, you want to become somebody at all, the only way to actually do that is to integrate your real higher self. The self that will not be you until you've experienced trying in the face of fear enough times that you, all of a sudden, you're always that type of person who before it was like only momentarily you felt so badass and so about to sneeze. It's not coming through. You felt so badass that one time that you sort of did that thing. That was just a single piece, a single sliver of what could be a complete streamline throughout your entire day. You just have to experience more, say if you're singing, doing Screamo with Rage Against the Machine, or something of the sort, or well, I recommend music, unless you want the direct, most obvious path of mushrooms, alone in a forest, 5 grams of mushrooms alone by yourself, way off trail in a forest, so that you can really let out what it's coming through with. You can really let it out through your voice, so that you can send yourself into higher dimensions and figure out how fucking crazy the voice is. How much is locked in just your voice, your voice chakra, how important that shit is. meaningful, how powerful, how it like determines so much about your spiritual existence, the health of your voice chakra, how often and how eloquently and how awake you use, how wokenly you use. How do I fucking? That's the real adjective. It's just adverb. What even is it? I don't know. How aware you are, how mature you are, how fucking. Gosh, there's so many fucking parts of life. Just. Did you come through with truth? And did it come through with audacity? Or was it all compromised in some way? You know, if there's no compromisation, it's full maximum potential used. And the thing is, you don't want to get reckless. You can get, there's like, I guess the best way to put it is there's a mountain path, and then there's also a path that doesn't even touch the mountain, but it's still going upwards somewhere. You don't want to be that guy that's floating, scaring people. Because you'll generally just be scaring people if you're in that other path. I'm losing the trail. Fuck. I can pick it back up and just start talking about imperfect power. You always use acid as the example when I'm talking about it. I guess let's just use it that people who, first of all, I guess, put it up against mushrooms. When people take mushrooms, that's what I was talking about. That when people use mushrooms, they can find the higher self with more authenticity and less compromise, less, I guess that's just the best general term, less compromise than with acid. People who take acid, it's a very imperfect means or way of power, way to power. Finding your true self, it shouldn't come overnight or even within a couple hours. It should be a result of many months of self-understanding and psychedelic integration, natural psychedelic. Yeah, remember with me, I've taken acid 3 times. Twice, the second time, a horrible nightmare fucking thing happened. Pink Floyd's Division Bell was the only thing that could save my soul. And the only thing that did. And I did it the third time with this notion, that I thought, this idea that I could try to fix what I had fucked up on acid, because I sort of just still viewed myself as somehow a little bit fucked up because of that acid experience. But it well, relative to what I was saying before, what I felt, because I had integrated mushrooms before this experience, so I was very like spiritually adept of what's going on and stuff, the goings-ons. And what I was feeling was that this thing was filling in parts of my personality that I had yet. Oh god. We're all good. Filling in parts of my personality that I had yet to actually work on myself consciously. That I didn't even know, like I could say things that coolly, but I just did because I was on acid and it just made me say it coolly. I said it, like I don't even remember like how it sounded, but there were just things like that. But literally what I've learned ever since, like on mushrooms before and ever more since, is that the way you say things depends, you have to mean what you say. You have to be just explaining something. You have to be just explaining what you're thinking. And then the way you say it comes out. It just comes out. But when you're on acid, it's like it comes out with this personality that, it's like cool, but it's not, it's not, like, I guess if someone was trying to be a prophet, or if Jesus came back, and it's like, we wouldn't be able to look to him if the way he said it didn't line up with just the explaining of it. If it was said with the type of a hue of like coolness, or like something that, like, oh yeah, dude, yeah, man, I don't even fucking know, but just he's not gonna sound like someone who does acid, or someone who's on acid. He's gonna sound potentially like more like someone who's on mushrooms, but even then, I would say it's not. I mean, mushrooms. My paradigm is now that mushrooms are a very good tool. They can help you see a lot of things, but there's higher things that you can find, higher places that you can come from, and higher sources of power. You can get that full Titanic conscious thing going on with mushrooms, and it's all also visual and stuff. But you can actually be, and as well as the inner dialogue being so rampant, and like every moment you're thinking something through, and you're like, yes, that, but and and um, it's like all full on right in your face. But there are, I don't know. I came back to religion after I sort of came back to religion as I quit mushrooms, and I realized that there's actually like completely higher place than mushrooms, because I was totally convinced that mushrooms were like the god on the planet, that you just eat a little bit of it, and then it's like you are now everything. But I can't even explain that properly. But it wasn't like how I thought of it. It was literally just, these grand conclusions that I came from were only a you know a phrase in the actual understanding, which was like 20 words longer more of, like of a different direction of understanding, a different dimension of understanding. Like I thought I was reaching conclusions, but they weren't really themselves conclusions on mushrooms. It was not fully formed things, and basically in the end, that full Titanic download that's coming at you, it's only portions. You can't fit it all. It's like what you were going to think, all compressed into like a short thing. And it's also in your face that you're interacting with it deeply, but there's different ways of being that are way more powerful. If it's not so full in your face, then you're driven by faith, and faith is like the most powerful thing. And then faith in a god, that's the most powerful thing to the exponent of faith. Because, I guess the best way to put it is that if God was real, putting your faith in him would allow him to help you. Because in order for God to be participating in your life, you have to trust him first. You have to trust him. Ichigo, do you trust me? Yes. And Disney, man, make you complain about all these small, tiny things. Get you to think like, oh, it should all be fairy tale land and dragons who are nice. And really, God is badass. You will be hurting in life until you realize that God is badass. In a cool way, in a good way, in like a. And the cool isn't the word that like off-use it, but in a good way. God is badass. He wants you to be a badass, not leather jackets and motorcycles, but in your own unique, color-filled fucking way. Everything you do. Does a butterfly know that what it looks like when it's floating? You know, it sees other butterflies, and I guess maybe it supposes it looks like other ones. But to you, to all of us, it itself is just floating its wings, and it's making a magical appearance in our lives. So you yourself, you're full of color, even when you don't try to be full of color. And you're full of your character's role. You are your character, folks, in the story of life. You are your character. But do you play your role? Imagine, you know, all the shows you've watched, that you're actually one of the bad friends who were annoying or gave bad advice, doing the wrong, you know, saying, no, we shouldn't go fight, I'm scared. We shouldn't stop them from executing this innocent woman, or relatively innocent woman, for why should we stop? And the main character, Ichigo, the Bleach show Bleach that I'm describing right now, he was like, there was no question in him whether or not they should. It was always, we have to do something. We have to go. We must. And even if there is no way, we're going to try. Even if it's not going to work, and we know it. We truly believe that in our hearts. It's not going to work. We're still going to fucking try. And, that concludes this video. I'm going to pass over the baton to y'all to continue your journey of understanding. My teeth, this is like a big, seem like fucking space has fucking teeth now. I don't know what the hell happened. They used to be nice and decent looking anyways. I'm passing the baton on. You guys form your own conclusions on this magical experience, collective experience of life that we journey together, and that we can do things about that we don't believe that we can. You don't believe that we can change this world? You don't believe we can change this world, folks? That we can do something about these kidnapping pedophilic fucks who are ruining everything and raising your rent and lowering your fucking wages, or just fucking with your ability to be employed or anything, because then then you, the younger generation of women, will end up in their laps in their $1 million homes, spending money on fucking diamond earrings and better fucking yoga pants for your stupid TikTok fucking videos. Well, we're all compromised in the first place. I mean, like, get serious, folks. Like, get serious, because if you don't, you're gonna go to hell. It's not me saying it's not a threat. It's not anything. It's an objective fact in this era. If you're never serious about what the hell's going on, the suppression at any point in your life, you're going to hell. That's just fact. I know there's going to be a lot of Christians, quote unquote Christians, who felt like they should go to heaven because they believed in God, but they did nothing with that belief. If God's going to catch you when you die, you should be able to die fantastically. If you believe that God's going to catch you when you die, you should be able to die fantastically. You should be able to be a kamikaze, anything like that, but not in a terrorist fucking way. In a fucking, just an empowering fucking way. But me being me, I have to come through with this last truth that if you want to be a hero in this modern era, it's literally as simple as knocking down 5G towers or fighting activistically the 5G tower, 5G, 6G, 7G. It's the reason the sun is about 10 times hotter than it ever was. Is the reason shade no longer holds no fucking refuge. Is the reason why you feel fatigued and weak for weeks or days or months on end, like you never have before. It is the reason. It came out right around when the corona hysteria picked up. Came out. It's the reason people out of nowhere, out of absolutely nowhere, they turn on you, then they start hating you, and you don't know what the hell's going on. You're just like, why are you like against me all of a sudden? It's 5G towers. They stole their fucking soul energy, literally at the moment. And then they became a Satan pawn. They became a Satan pawn. Probably ended up in some pedophile's lap later that night. God, this world is so unprotected nowadays, dude. No one's taking anything fucking seriously. People, if they ever go missing, people just assume they either don't want to talk to me anymore, or they left town and they're safe. Maybe they got fucking kidnapped. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck, asks questions like that, or has the ability to find conviction like that, to be able to raise a question about what's going on. This world is so unprotected right now, and we have to change entirely what we are as a society on all levels, man. If you made it this far in the live stream, I'm going to give you $1 trillion invention idea. Create a type of comfortable camera and audio device that people can wear on themselves that sends a live feed recording to a safe, encrypted website, completely safe, where they can, if someone has false accusations against them, they can bring up that untouchable encrypted video data to show where they were that night, what they were doing, and what they do every day of their life. Because if someone is innocent, truly, truly, truly innocent, they won't mind. They won't mind, and they'll probably feel safer wearing a camera that has a live stream feed. And that's the thing, that the Internet Archives thing, it has to be totally protected. Like, nobody could be able to get into that, because they would just have live streams of fucking everyone. But I don't know. It's just an idea. It could be worked upon. just like the catapult, jetpack, wingsuit, parachute transportation system I keep talking about. I don't know. I keep seeing like pissant fucking catapults around the internet, like throwing people like 10 feet or some shit. Like, why can't we just ramp this shit up and fucking get like a, a 2 mile or a mile fucking catapult for right at the start, turn it into a wingsuit, jetpack transportation to a parachute transportation system. That should already be a thing, given we're sending rovers to fucking Mars to try to save the fucking planet. Trillions of dollars sent to space to save the planet. Or we could stop destroying this one before it's too late. Anyways, no, we're not going to do that. Before it's truly way too late. Anyways, yeah, it's pretty tasty to end it here, so I'm going to end it here. And, oh, society doesn't wake up on all levels, at all potential. I'm not even gonna go into that. We just gotta fix shit, man. Too many things, but not too many. Just enough things. All right, I'm turning it off by force. Force my hand.